ये वाला लेते हैं।
इन्वर्टर एसी।
आप गैम्बलर हो ना?
गैम्बलर?
जुआ खेलते हो ना?
तुम जुआ खेलते हो?
अरे नहीं, ये तो कुछ भी बोले जा रहे हैं।
इतनी महंगी और नाजुक एसी खरीद कर स्टेबलाइजर नहीं लोगे तो ये जुआ नहीं हुआ तो क्या हुआ?
सिर्फ एक फ्लक्चुएशन आपके इन्वर्टर एसी के पार्ट्स को डैमेज कर सकता है। उसे वी गार्ड से सुरक्षित रखिए। वी गार्ड, इंडियाज नंबर 1 स्टेबलाइजर।
You remember the members of this August House unanimously adopting the resolution to urge upon Government of India to implement the provision of the relevant act and introduce ILP. What was the assurance given by the Chief Minister at that point of time? The assurance that the Honorable Chief Minister gave to the House was that let us just take the resolution, and the moment we are able to take resolution, we will be able to get it done. That is the assurance. And based on that responsibility which he has taken, I think we trusted, and we also expected that probably many more works which are required before an assurance is given must have already been completed. Based on that, we all came together. You will recollect that every political party, every member of this August House came together, and the resolution that was adopted by this August House was unanimous, based on the assurance. Therefore, this assurance is there, and therefore the fulfillment of the assurance is vested upon him. He should try. He should try. Has he tried? Is he trying? He should tell. He should be frank. But I am perturbed to see that there is no reference to the endeavor and effort, except sometimes, when they are confronted by media. It is more of a reactionary. If something is being done with utmost sincerity and commitment to achieve the objective, then it must be proactive. It can't be reactive. So therefore, I don't blame him for not being able to get the ILP introduced, but then he should pursue. He should pursue. He already has the mandate of the House through that resolution which was adopted unanimously. So that is the mandate. That is the power that has been vested upon him on behalf of the people of the state, based on the situation, based on the circumstances. Now, many people ask me, initially you said no to ILP. Why you are now supporting ILP? Then I say that we have an alternative. Let us try an alternative which is within our own command, which is something which we can, by exercising our legislative power vested upon us by the mandate of the Constitution within the legislative jurisdiction of the state legislature, which we can complete and come up with a piece of legislation to address by having an act which is considered capable of dealing with all these concerns. Today, you look at every section of this Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act 2016, you will see that all those sections which deal with issues of regulating the entry and stay of people are designed in order to ensure both security and to regulate people's entry and stay. A much more effective weapon, legislative weapon, legal weapon for the authorities. Rangbas Nongs are empowered by these to regulate, the stay in their own respective neighborhood. It is not just for the whole state. It is not a law which empowers only the authorities under the government, but it also has empowered our traditional institutions, our Rangbas Nong, because sometimes, when you depend on the authorities under the various departments of the government, sometimes you never know. Political influence may have some ramification on the overall commitment of the concerned officers, authorities under the command, under the government, to compromise in certain cases. We have seen it. We continue to see. Otherwise, why is it that in many of the countries where they have such a stringent anti-immigration law, they are still suffering from illegal immigration? Because there has been a compromise. There must be compromise. How can otherwise all people with illegal background who have actually entered countries illegally are still at large? It is because sometimes authorities who are supposed to enforce these provisions of law do end up compromising. Therefore, today, Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act is such a act which ensures legal participation of our traditional institutions, including the power vested upon them. So that's something I'm happy with the act. I am happy with the act, and let us implement this act